The minor basilica of the Black Nazarene, known canonically as the parish of St. John the Baptist and also known as Quiapo Church, is a prominent basilica in the district of Quiapo in the city of Manila, Philippines. The basilica is famous home for the Black Nazarene, a dark statue of Jesus Christ said to be miraculous. The basilica is under the jurisdiction of the Archdiocese of Manila and its current rector is Rev. Monsignor Hernando M. Coronel. The earliest church, built by missionaries of the Order of Friars Minor, was made of bamboo for the frame and nipper leaves as thatching. In 1574, Limaong and his soldiers destroyed and burned the church, formerly a visitor of Santa Ana. The Franciscan friar Antonio de Nombela founded the church in 1588, which was dedicated to Saint John the Baptist, the forerunner of Christ. It burned down in 1603 and the parish was temporarily turned over to the Jesuits until secular clergy objected. Governor-General Santiago de Vieira initiated the full construction of the church in 1686. On April 8, 1639, the administration of the church was returned to the seculars who had always taken care of the church's welfare. During the 7 Years' War, the British attempted to destroy the church in 1762 as they invaded Manila. An earthquake in 1863 destroyed the church and in its place a temporary church was built. Fr. Eusebio de Leon later reconstructed the ruined church in 1879, completing the structure in 1889 with the assistance of Rev. Manuel Roxas. Roxas had raised the unprecedented amount of 40,000 pesos from donations and lay contributions. On the 30th of October 1928, the church caught fire again, in which the church's wooden ceiling and sacristy were destroyed. In 1933, Fr. Magdaleno Castillo began the reconstruction of the church from the plan prepared by national artist of the Philippines architect Juan Nakpil, son of composer Julio Nakpil. He added the church's dome and a second belfry to balance out the facade. Architect Jose Maria Zaragoza later enlarged the church and changed the design of the lateral walls. In 1984, retaining the facade and the dome, Monsignor Jose Abriol appointed Zaragoza and engineer Eduardo Santiago to expand the church in 1984. To accommodate more devotees, Jaime Cardinal Sin, then Archbishop of Manila, reconsecrated the church on the 28th of September 1987. And the following year the church was declared a minor basilica. The church was conferred the title Basilica Minor of the Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno in 1988. Papal Nuncio to the Philippines, Archbishop Bruno Topagliani, blessed the altar of St. Lorenzo Ruiz on the 1st of February of that year. Built in the Baroque style, Quiapo Church's facade is distinctive with twisted columns on both levels. The Corinthian columns of the second level has a third of its shaft twisted near the base, while the upper portion has a smooth surface. The topmost portion of the four-story belfries are rimmed with balustrades and decorated with huge scrolls. The tympanum of the pediment has a pair of chalice-shaped finials, and towards the end of the raking cornice, urn-like vases mark the end of the pediment. A quatrefoil window in the center of the pediment was sealed up in the late 1980s and replaced with a relief of the crossed keys and tiara of the Pope, a symbol of its status as a minor basilica. With its recent renovation, only the facade and the dome at the transept retained the classic design. The masses go to Quiapo Church in downtown Plaza Miranda and drop a visit to the Nuestro Señor Jesus Nazareno, whose image, reputedly miraculous, was brought to the country in a Spanish galleon in the 17th century. Quiapo Church holds a novena every Friday, Quiapo Day, in honor of the Black Nazarene, and is attended by thousands of devotees. A note is sounded before the novena begins as the devotees to the Black Nazarene troop in and amid their strings of petitions. One can encounter the traditional folk Catholicism of Filipinos when they all climbed the narrow flight of stairs to kiss the Señor's foot or wipe it with their handkerchiefs they use every time they visit. The Feast of the Black Nazarene on the 9th of January celebrates the translation of the statue to the church from the Church of St. Nicholas Tolentino. Traffic is rerouted round the devotees who participate in this district's fiesta. There are men who are devoted to carry the black Nazarene statue around a specific route. They have a panata, a vow to serve the Lord in this sacrifice. These people believed that an afternoon's participation in the procession can repent their sins and shady deals in a year. Daily hourly marsas are celebrated and devotees come from all walks of life. The noon services are today also broadcast on TV Maria, YouTube and through the church's Facebook fan page via Facebook Live, which by 2017 has also expanded to include all the weekend and holiday marsas held. The Quiapo Parochial School was created in 1951 for the purpose of addressing the scholastic needs of the